95,000 doctors currently active in the US, 10,000 students currently studying in medical programs across the states, licensed in all 50 states, and treating over 35 million Americans annually. These doctors are chiropractors. My name is Ny-juan, and today I will be informing you how chiropractors are a key aspect in rehabilitation and promoting healthy lifestyles in patients. Throughout my research and interviewing a recent graduate of Palmer Chiropractic School, Deshaun Briggs, I'll be informing you how I got a better perspective of the field and how these doctors are a great utilization for our rehab. At least once in our life, we've all suffered from a muscular or joint injury that has caused us to miss out on fun, family events, or even work. These injuries stem to be acute to chronic. And after you get this injury, you have to go to a doctor, athletic trainer, or a physical therapist. And if you're someone who would rather stay away from medicine, surgery, electrotherapy, then maybe a chiropractor is the person for you to see. Chiropractors are hands-on doctors who specialize in joint and muscular adjustment rehab with the reduced use of medicine. These doctors are vital in the atmosphere of rehab and contribution to patients with assistance for recovery and promoting healthy lifestyle. Chiropractors do a suspected 1 million adjustments a day. That's 365 million adjustments a year on patients. These doctors are very specialized and highly trained within their realm of field. While interviewing Deshaun, he said that he was required to go through 8 years of school, which included undergrad and receiving his doctorate. And within that, he also had to be trained in shadowing under another practice, in which he got his hours in doing with athletic trainers and physical therapists. Sean said that he studied with them and learned how to treat acute injuries, chronic injuries, build outside plans for patients, and which helped him with his communication skills and promoting lifestyles. This explains one of the realms that we were talking about. Chiropractors are very diverse in their field. At least every doctor of chiropractic who goes to school has to have a required amount of 60 hours of shadowing and internship hours. In an article by Ruben Costera, they evaluated 192 patients who went to see a doctor of chiropractic for back-related problems or joint issues. Of that 192 patient population, 87% of them reported positive feedback from getting their treatment from a chiropractor. The positive feedback related to the treatment being cost efficient, which we know in America is not always the issue. Americans tend to suffer from troubles with Medicaid, Medicare, and costs for medical issues. They also said that the treatment was more effective than seeing an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or any other doctor and dealing with medicine. There were also negative risks to this. These negative risks were that the patients didn't want to do the treatment due to the fact that they had received negative feedback from other doctors. In an interview with Deshaun, he stated that this is true. Other doctors don't seem to be very cohesive with chiropractors. They get this negative feedback and they recommend that patients stay away from chiropractors. And I asked him why, in which he answered by saying that there are risks within the field that seems a little scary to patients. However, there are risks within every field. He said when you go and get medicine from a doctor, you read the back of the bottle and there's risk there. Nausea, vomiting, sleep, fainting, death. Surgeons, you have risk as well, which runs them to death. With chiropractor, however, the biggest risk is re-injuring a muscle, which can stem to happen within athletic training or physical therapy or any other sport. And also nerve injuries, which is the scary one for patients. He said nearly 40% of the patients that he saw while studying at Palmer Chiropractic, they seem to be scared of nerve injuries. nerve injuries, which relate from sciatica to muscular nerve injuries in the back of the neck. And he said this has to be the most evident reasons why people stay away from chiropractors. He said, however, the chiropractors are well trained. As we said before, they are required for 8 years of practice throughout their training. And to go through this 8 years means you have to be highly specialized in your field and well justified to new and upcoming ways. When I asked Deshaun about staying active with research, he responded by saying that chiropractors need to be on their game constantly and constantly improving in ways to provide rehabilitation for patients. He said that he constantly reads athletic training books, physical therapy books to see what they are doing for rehab for their patients so that he can develop it into his programs. And which is why chiropractors are very diverse and ultimately they do as much work as athletic training or a physical therapist does. Throughout the speech, I've introduced ways in which chiropractors are very diverse in their field. They promote healthy lifestyles and are a key aspect in providing an alternative way for patients to receive rehab. But to end this, I'd like to ask, do you think that seeing a chiropractor would be a bad idea?